Greetings Commanders, and welcome to the Friendship Drive Top Tips for New Players video. This is aimed at beginner players and is a collection of tips I've gathered from my time playing Elite Dangerous. So let's get started. Tip number 1. Never fly without rebuy. Your rebuy cost in Elite Dangerous is the amount of credits you need to spend to buy back your ship and its components if you die horrifically in space. It's much cheaper than the total cost you spend on your ship, and therefore is definitely preferable to having to buy back all of the pieces individually. If you fly without rebuy, this means you can afford to pay the reduced cost to get your ship and its loadout back. You can take the basic Sidewinder, sell one of your stored ships to pay your rebuy, or declare bankruptcy and essentially go into space debt. It's much better to simply wait to fly your new ship until you have the cost of your rebuy, probably a few times over. You can find your current rebuy in the bottom left of the right-hand interface panel. Tip number 2. Bring a fuel scoop. Many commanders run out of fuel at some point in their career. Rather than find yourself stuck out in the black debating whether to press the self-destruct button or call the fuel rats, make sure you bring along a fuel scoop on your ship. They do not come installed by default, so you'll have to purchase one from a station and install it yourself. If you need help learning how to scoop fuel or how to call the fuel rats if it's already too late, check out my fuel and fuel scooping guide linked below. Tip number 3. Do the tutorials. You've done the tutorials already? Good. Now do them again. And again. Keep repeating them until you feel comfortable with the basics such as flight and docking, and maybe even combat. Don't worry, that big vast galaxy is still going to be out there waiting for you when you're done. You can also jump into the flight tutorials at any time from the in-game menu, so make sure you use these tutorials to get some live experience flying your shiny new spaceship. Tip number 4. Take your time. This one is a bit more personal rather than an in-game tip. If you're new to Elite Dangerous, don't feel under pressure to rush to the end. The truth is, there is no end in Elite. It can be tempting to try and grind out the ranks to unlock the faction-specific ships or grind out the credits to buy an Anaconda, but take your time and enjoy the sights. There are plenty of other things to do in Elite that don't require grind at all. I've been playing since closed beta, and I've only just recently done the Empire rank ups to get an Imperial cutter. Instead, I have somewhere in the region of 5 Pythons. Think about what you enjoy about a space sandbox game like Elite, and do that, even if it doesn't make you the most credits per hour. You'll thank yourself for it later. Tip number 5. You don't have to mine to make money. I'll be going into more depth in a future video on how to make money, especially as a beginner player, but mining is not the only way to make money in Elite. When you're just getting started, you can do data delivery missions to earn a little bit of starting cash without needing to change anything about your ship. There are then a few different options open to the starting player. You can do the Road to Riches, which involves scanning valuable planets in the bubble or inhabited space. All you'll need to do is install a detailed surface scanner, so once you can afford that, you can go out and explore without having to jump too far from your starting system. I've linked a video guide by another Elite Dangerous streamer, Psyche, below, and the link to the Road to Riches page with a list of viable systems. Alternatively, you can start experimenting with different mission types. Some delivery missions will require you to have a little cargo space on your ship, and you can do them in multiple runs if you don't have quite enough space to do it in one. There's also rare trading. Rare goods are items that are sold at only one location in the galaxy, and they have a limited supply that restocks on a cooldown. These commodities are worth more profit the further you are from the system they were purchased in up to a point, so there are some excellent trade routes that tell you exactly where to buy and sell. I've linked one in the description below. You can also get started with combat by entering a resource extraction site or nav beacon and following around the system authorities, ensuring they are shooting first, and then joining in to get credit. At the time of this video being released, combat payouts are still pretty low, but they are seeing a rebalance soon. If mining is your jam though, you can get started pretty early with a ship like the Adder, equipped with a few mining lasers. Over time you'll want to upgrade and possibly try out deep core mining, which will likely net you the highest profits. Tip number 6. Using your galaxy map. The first thing I'd like to say about the galaxy map is that you will likely have your route set to economical from the beginning. This is the most fuel efficient route, but also will take you forever to get anywhere. There are reasons to use economical route plotting, such as if you're mapping an entire area of space as an explorer, but for the most part I use fastest. This will reduce the total number of jumps required to get to your destination significantly, and the option can be changed at the bottom of the second tab on your galaxy map. Secondly, familiarise yourself with the fourth tab on your galaxy map. Here you can filter systems by things like star class or economy. This is especially helpful if you want to make sure you're only visiting systems with scoopable stars, which are star types O, B, A, F, G, K, M. More info on that in the fuel video I've linked below. You can even filter by systems you visited or not visited before. You can also add bookmarks in case there's a specific system you want to remember to come back to later for any reason. Tip number 7. There is no correct way to play. No matter what anyone might tell you, there is no correct way to play Elite. You do not have to play an open play, you do not have to fly a fer de lance, you do not have to make the most credits per hour or you're wasting your time. The only correct way to play Elite is the way that you enjoy. Play the game with friends in private group if that's what you prefer, or even by yourself in solo. Fly the ship you want to fly, even if it's not what the community decides is the best right now. Go look at some pretty sights in the galaxy, even though exploration isn't the best way to make money. Remember why you were interested in playing Elite in the first place, and go do that. Tip number 8. Flying with friends is fun. All that said, flying with friends in Elite can still be pretty fun. There are a few social options available to you. First of all, you can group up with other commanders in a wing and do almost any activity together, and everyone will get bonus credits for doing so. Wing missions are available, and mining as a wing can add a nice bit of company plus some bonus credits. Multi-crew is also an option, and you can have someone on board firing your weapons if they're turreted, or flying your fighter if you have one equipped. Squadrons are like guilds or corporations in other multiplayer games and can be a great place to chat with fellow players and find people to play with. Once again, if you're looking for a squadron, the Boop Brigade is always open to new folks if you need help or just some company. Just search for Boop, B-O-O-P, in the squadron menu and let us know who you are in your application. There's usually at least a few commanders online at any one time and they're all happy to answer your questions. Tip number 9. Use community tools. The in-game tools could definitely be a bit more robust, so many commanders resort to using third-party community tools to do a lot of different things in Elite. Some of my personal favourites include EDDB.io and Inara, both of which allow you to search for almost anything you could need in Elite, including commodities, engineering materials, or ships and modules. Inara also provides a community site where you can connect with other commanders. I also love to use Coriolis for testing ship builds. And then finally there's the ED Miner tool for seeking out mining hotspots and good locations to sell. I've linked these resources in the description below, but there are plenty more out there. Tip number 10. If you need help, ask. The Elite community is honestly one of the best communities I've ever been a part of. If you need help, you can usually ask in a live stream. The Twitch community for Elite Dangerous is fantastic and has helped many new commanders find their feet. You can comment on my videos if you have a specific question, and I'm sure the same goes for other Elite YouTubers. You're also more than welcome to pop by my stream anytime I'm playing, even if I'm not just playing Elite Dangerous, and ask any questions. I stream Monday to Friday at noon GMT at twitch.tv/Psyche. If you're still in need of help, or you just want to meet other commanders, I've linked my Discord below. It's a Twitch community Discord, so we talk about a lot of different things in there, but there's a dedicated section for Elite Dangerous, so feel free to pop in, say hi, and ask any questions you might have in there. Next up, we'll be doing a basic flight tips video and a guide to the different ships in Elite. Until then, fly safe and keep that friendship drive charging.